Hey, bro. I watched this game with some friends today, so I got no notes, I got no script, I got nothing. Just me and the microphone and my recording software. And this may make me a D1 hater, but I don't care. These are the type of games that make me love the NBA, bro. I love this shit. The Phoenix Suns downfall is for real. They're off to Cancun, bro. I love every second of it. I love every second of it, bro. And you know what? Fuck it. This is going on the main channel. I don't even care anymore. No more side channel shit. Everything's here. The Phoenix Suns were down by 30 points at halftime. Again, in round 2 of the Western Conference. The Western Conference semifinals, if you will. Devin Booker. I think he had 12 points. I'm not even going to look it up. You know what? I'm going to look it up. One sec. 12 points. Up until this point, I was low-key giving him his praises. As compared to last year, he's showing he's clutch. And then elimination moments kick in. And the motherfucker doesn't show up again. Again. Bro left without talking to the media for a second year in a row. A second year in a row. Y'all went out and traded Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and a whole host of picks to go get Kevin Durant. And y'all lost by 30 in Game 6 to the Nuggets. 30. It's not as great as last year. It's not as great as last year because my Mavs are not in this. We're at home watching this. We're clowns, bro. We're hypocrites. We didn't even make the play-in, bro. We're praying that we get our pick in 4 days. But I love it. Cam Payne was your best player today. Cameron Payne was your best player today, bro. He had 31. And he still had a negative 10 plus minus. I've got the stats pulled up now. I'm with my friends. 44-26 at the end of the first. I'm like, not again, right? Not again, right? It's not happening. Kevin Durant is not letting that happen, bro. That's who Kevin Durant is. He's a clutch performer. We saw that last year. If bro didn't wear a size 17 shoe, he would have gone to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Bucks. That's a fact. It's just a fact. But for the second year in a row, you let a European white boy from Yugoslavia, ex-Yugoslavia, come into your building and bitch you. Straight bitch you, bro. Last year, y'all let Luka Doncic and Spencer Dinwiddie and Jalen Brunson, the fucking Toon Squad, to run over y'all in Game 7. And now, you're getting the same shit from Jokic, Jamal Murray. Caldwell Pope had 21 points. Let me calm down. This is sad, bro. It's sad. I hate to see it. I don't. I love to see it. I'm lying. Can you hear me smiling through the microphone right now? I'm such a hater, bro. I have respect for you Suns fans out there. I really do. I tried this season, bro. I tried to root for the Suns. I made a video saying the Phoenix Suns might be in trouble. But that was generally positive, right? I was like, they got some problems. They don't have consistent bench presence. It's fine. It's fine. And then I woke up this morning and I saw that DeAndre Ayton was out because of a rib contusion, which is doctor speak for bruise, for everyone that doesn't know. And obviously Chris Paul's already out. So he couldn't even hit his copyrighted 3 to cut it to 42. He couldn't even do that this season. DeAndre Ayton's out, right? Rib contusion. I'm like, oh, that's great for y'all. I'm a hater. That's great for y'all. That way my boy Jacques Landale can cook. And he did cook. He was actually not that bad. He was 5 for 6 from the floor, 13 points. What else do you want from Jacques Landale, bro? What else do you want? That's essentially what Ayton was giving you with better efficiency, which is crazy. I gotta tell you, though, I went through the Suns subreddit before I got on here because I was like, maybe they shut it down again so I can clown on them for that again. They haven't done that yet. But man, the Monty Booker hate in there right now is crazy. Editor's note. There's no way I said Monty Booker here, bro. I've been listening to way too much Smino. It's actually crazy. And you know what? I totally get it. A starting lineup. When I saw the starting lineup go across the bottom of my screen, I was like, it's a little odd. Y'all don't really run that very often. The starting lineup, in case y'all weren't watching for whatever reason, you missed a great game for everyone that isn't a Suns fan. Cam Payne at the 1. And then you had Landry Shamet at the 2. Devin Booker was essentially playing another wing, so also basically a 2. And then you put Kevin Durant at power forward, and then you put Jacques Landale as your center. What is that lineup, bro? Why is Cam Payne and Landry Shamet on the floor together at all, let alone in the starting lineup together? Torrey Craig was huge for you in the Clippers series. Huge for you. He had multiple 15-point games. Multiple. I'm not saying Torrey Craig is the second coming of Christ, but he looks great out there. He looks comfortable. He was knocking down his threes. You take him, and you put him on the bench. His confidence goes away because Monty has no confidence in this player anymore. He puts TJ Warren out there for this series. He doesn't do much better. He had 0 points tonight. 0 points. Now the Suns front office really has to think and has to be very careful with its next move because it's one of two things this summer. You either fire Monty Williams or you get rid of DeAndre Ayton. You can't continue to have this ecosystem around your team where those two don't get along, where your former number one pick doesn't get along. With your former number one pick, you picked over Luka Doncic and Trae Young. You could have had either of them, and you picked him, which filled the role that you needed. It filled the role that you needed. How were you supposed to know Luka was one of the greatest basketball talents we've seen in modern history? You didn't know that. You didn't know Trae Young was going to be good in the NBA. You didn't think his game was going to, translate. That's a fair criticism. I didn't think Trae Young was going to be that great. Me personally, I'm a Mavs fan. I had plenty of confidence in Luka, especially since he was great in Europe and he was playing professional basketball since he was 14. What do I know? That's the past, though. We got to talk about the future. And the future is, if DeAndre Ayton is on this team next year, Monty Williams is not the coach anymore. Straight up. He's not going to be the coach next year if DeAndre Ayton is still here, or is still there. If you trade DeAndre Ayton, you can bring Monty Williams back. That's fine. I think he's a good coach. I think in past years, he's been a great coach. In the regular season, he's obviously a great coach. But in these clutch game situations, some of the blame has to fall on the coach. And in this situation, he started Landry Shamet and Cameron Payne. Now, that's also because you traded everything you had, all your pieces, for Kevin Durant. And then Chris Paul got hurt, which you knew was going to happen because it's happened every year for the past 5 years he's played in the playoffs. Now, you can hope it doesn't happen, but you have to plan accordingly for those things. Suns didn't do that. I understand this move was probably a move that will look better next year. Y'all are back in the playoffs next year. What if y'all lose again in the second round? Then what happens? That's the nightmare scenario. You know what I mean? This is already the nightmare scenario, but imagine if that happens again. But I can't do that to y'all. I can't do that to y'all Suns fans, bro. Y'all are already going through it. Y'all didn't ask to trade for Kevin Durant, bro. Y'all were happy with your roster. You were struggling earlier in the season, but that was because Devin Booker was out. Of course you're going to struggle when your best player is out. Devin Booker looked like the best player on this team this entire playoffs until today. Obviously the best player. He's averaging 36. But to go out in the same way y'all did last year, no pushback, lose by 25. Y'all lost by however much last year. Felt like 60. At one point it was 50, I'm sure. That's embarrassing. Are you going to write another letter? Release another, we at the Phoenix Suns are striving to be better. Are you going to release another one of those things? I'm praying for Phoenix, bro. I'm praying for Phoenix. It's like 110 degrees in the summer there. I'm not going to bring weather into this, bro. What am I talking about? This is what happens when I don't have statistics and a script. Not even a script, just like an outline. I have nothing. It's just a damn box score. I can't even tell you what the Nuggets did right tonight because I was too busy celebrating. I'm going to be honest. I've got no in-depth reaction. I've got nothing cool to say about their actions. I've got nothing. I'm going to leave it at that. But this was one of my favorite moments of the season. I won't lie to you. And I'm a hater. And I'm a hypocrite. Mavs didn't even make the playoffs. Didn't even make the play-in. I still love it, though. I still love it. Come join Cancun with us. Welcome to Bullock Island. I'm not going to talk about it much, but the Celtics-Sixers game was much better than the Phoenix Nuggets game, obviously. Celtics came out hot. They didn't even shoot the ball particularly well. Jason Tatum, again, scored essentially 0 points in the first half. He did score 0 points in the first half today, actually. I'm not looking it up, but it felt like he did nothing. And the Celtics were still up like 7 points going into the second half, and they were up pretty big. I think they were up by 20 points at one point in the first half. And that was mostly because they added Time Lord to the starting lineup instead of Derek White. Brought Derek White off the bench. They ran that small ball lineup whenever Robert Williams wasn't on the floor. But when he was on the floor, they had an entirely different look, entirely different defense. And eventually the Sixers figured it out. They figured it out towards the end of the second, capitalized on it in the third quarter. They brought it back to where it probably should have been their game to win. And then they scored 4 total field goals in the fourth quarter. And Jason Tatum was resurrected by the gods and hit 4 3-pointers to close the game. And honestly, I don't know what's going to happen in Game 7. It's back in Boston, but I feel like this was the Sixers' best chance. I still feel like they have a chance, but man, this one hurts. Because you figured out their defense. You figured out their game plan. And you're going into the fourth quarter, and all you had to do was execute on offense down the stretch. Didn't happen. For some reason, the Celtics went back to what was kind of working for the rest of the series, and the Sixers just couldn't figure it out. I think the only points they scored that weren't free throws in the fourth quarter was like 3 Joel Embiid pull-ups or post moves, and that one cut by Tyrese Maxey. That was a dunk, layup from the corner, and that's what I remember. So that's going to be a very, very fun game to watch, that Game 7. But, man, I can't. I'm sorry, Phoenix, bro. I'm sorry. Nah, I'm lying, bro. I'm not sorry at all. This shit is too good.
Is this the dagger?